Hey everybody, this is Chris Gloss. Wanted to share something personal with you and something that I used to help me overcome and get back to a place where I needed to be. Last year, my sister passed away, and immediately following her death, things were different and things was quite interesting. And just like when my mom passed away, some years ago, things were never the same. Something happened. Something took place. When my mom passed, it was more immediate. This time, it didn't happen so immediately. And what happened last year is when Thanksgiving came around, it hit me hard on Thanksgiving weekend, or the time right around Thanksgiving weekend. And it took from Thanksgiving to Christmas to snap out of it. It was something very difficult for me. And I needed to make a shift. I needed to get out of it. I thought Christmas was going to be the time of year that was going to be really difficult. I mean, following Thanksgiving, the emotional parts really kicked in strong. And I thought Christmas was going to be a difficult time. But it wasn't as difficult. I think I was able to come to terms with certain things. But a challenging thing happened during Christmas as well, all the way up to right after the new year. Several friends of mine lost family members, lost loved ones during that time. To the point where I was just like, man, it's like every time I turned around, every moment it seemed someone was passing away. And it was a difficult time. And what happened to me, especially from Thanksgiving to Christmas and then moving on from there, I found it extremely difficult the best way I could kind of phrase it is to get my mojo back and to get to a place where I was taking action again. Because it was sort of like I just was in this place, man, where I wasn't taking action. I wasn't doing the things that I was supposed to be doing. Wasn't doing the things that I know I needed to do. I was just in this place. And I couldn't shake it off. Didn't know what it was. I had energy. I was able to still do what I need to do to make money. I was still able to do it. It was like I was functioning. I was able to do some things, but I wasn't able to get ahead of this place of just doing enough. I couldn't get over that hurdle. And I didn't know what else to do. One day I caught a live stream with a mentor of mine, introduced this guy, and he had some really powerful affirmations. And that's when things begin to change for me. Here's what I want to share with you. Let me go ahead and bring it up on the screen. One of the things that he started saying was, I take action with grace and ease. I take action with grace and ease. But he also shared with me a much more robust affirmation. I'm not allowed to share that. This guy charges a lot of money for what he does, and he was able to bless me with this amazing affirmation process, and I can't just share that. But the one originally that I learned was, I take action with grace and ease. And I held on to that. I take action with grace and ease. And I kept saying it and saying it and saying it over and over and over again until it started to become a reality. Sometimes it was just enough just to get through an hour, then a day, then several days, then a week, and then I got back in the flow to be able to get ahead of doing just enough. And it was a struggle. And I'm not sure if any of you have ever experienced that. Now, with this video, it's not an attempt to sell you anything. I'm not trying to get you into one of my membership sites. I'm not trying to get you to download something. I'm just sharing something with you that helped me overcome. So I don't know if you've ever struggled with taking action. I don't know if you lost someone and you just kind of got set in this place where you weren't doing the things that you knew to do, wasn't doing the things that you were supposed to do, but you just found yourself stuck in a rut. This isn't even a motivational talk. I'm I'm just sharing with you something that helped me overcome. And it was this. And I still say an affirmation that helps me continue every day. It's like what it does. I'm not trying to wrestle with the thing that kept me from taking action. I'm not really trying to figure out that thing. All I'm working on is crowding out that behavior I did not want. I'm crowding it out. I filled my mind with, I take action with grace and ease. I take action with grace and ease. I take action with grace and ease. I'm saying this over and over multiple times throughout the day to crowd out the thing I didn't want. I'm not wrestling with that thing. I just put in my mind all of the things that I do want, all of the things I want to make happen. And it started with this. I take action with grace and ease because it meant so much to me. It helped me eliminate the thought process and the mindset of something being difficult to handle, something being difficult to do, something that it just became, I didn't want to do it because I associated so many negative feelings and so much negative energy with it. But when I started saying this affirmation, something took over. I've said it so many times where it just crowded out the thoughts of the things that was keeping me stuck in a rut. I couldn't get out of that thing. I couldn't get my mojo, that thing that makes me want to that gets me fired up to do what I love to do more than anything else. That thing to explore, to fight for. I lost that mojo. But what happened when I began to crowd out those negative thoughts, when I began to crowd those things out, my behavior started to change. I felt my mojo coming back. I felt that energy rising up on the inside of me. I felt that fight, that hunger, and that desire. And here I am sharing this with you. Now, I don't know who this is for. I really don't. And I know you hear that during some motivational talks. This is far from that. I am really just sharing something with you because when I lost my sister, that thing compounded with the loss of my mother on that Thanksgiving. I had many invites and many things I could have done on Thanksgiving and did not want to do any of those things at all. I just didn't. I didn't want to be around people. And it stuck with me all the way from Thanksgiving to Christmas. And I just knew something had to change. I had to get out of that thing and couldn't figure that thing out. It was like being in a paper bag and can't even fight your way out of that thing. But when this affirmation came in my life, I take action with grace and ease. Something clicked, something changed. So I present to you and offer to you as a starting point to change your vibration level, to change your energy level, to change your frequency. Start with this. Just start with this. Let's see where it takes you. Say it 1,000 times a day if you need to. I take action with grace and ease. Even if you're not taking action, even if you don't feel like it, even if you're not in the mood for it, don't let that factor in. Just keep saying it. Put it on a 3x5 card. Text it to yourself. Schedule text messages to yourself. Whatever it is you got to do, simply do it. I take action with grace and ease. The reason why I'm creating this video is because I take action with grace and ease. It became easy for me to just sit down right here, turn on the camera, and go ahead and film this to connect with you or someone like you. Share it with someone that you know is struggling to get their mojo back, someone who is struggling to take action again. Especially if they were an action taker before, something's not there. Hopefully this affirmation will help crowd out those negative thoughts, those negative feelings, those negative behaviors, and replace it with something usable, something tangible to get your mojo back to make things happen again. My name is Chris Gloss. I'm excited to know you. I'm grateful to know you. And I hope this affirmation helps get your mojo back and get your energy back, and you start taking action with grace and ease again. Talk to you soon.